Hello fellow Bang Dreamers, welcome back to the channel. It's Mavry with episode 12 of Bang Dream. So, we are going a little bit further than the Japanese broadcast now. I believe Japanese broadcast is supposed to drop episode 11 right this moment, whereas episode 12 and 13 were released with the, I believe it was the original soundtrack CD as part of the special bonus for it, and of course it's also on the Western streaming sites already as well. So, even though I made a decision a long time ago that I didn't really want to watch all the episodes at once, after working out the entire schedule and whatnot, I've decided to just go ahead and wrap this season up because spring is coming, spring 2020 for anime, and I don't want to have this situation where I have to continue an old series all the way into the new season, right? It just messes up my schedule and so on and so forth. So I will be getting out these last two episodes in the next few days, which is, it's considering that they are probably going to be very related, it shouldn't be too big of a concern, right? Because obviously last episode we learned that Roselia, Racist Sweetland, and Poppin' Party all qualified for the finals in Budokan, so they're going to perform there. And yeah, I would expect this episode to be sort of a preparation episode, maybe for the bands to get together and maybe discuss what they're going to do during the live. Maybe make some new songs, make some final adjustments. This might be also the last chance for the other bands to really provide some of their input as well, although I do still expect them to show up in the final live as well. And the next episode is probably going to be the final live at Budokan, and we're going to see some performances from all the different bands, right? So yeah, with that in mind, let's just get right down to it and see what's up. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Why are you here? Oh, really? Oh, yeah, there is also this possibility. But, yeah. I think they're emulating what happened in real life, actually. Hey, come on, it's why only congratulate Arisa? It's your guys' stream as well. Well, no shit. A high school girl band performing at Budokan? Like, that's some big news, right? Hmm? Are you helping? Hey, she wants to support her sister. Something funny about that. The Seiyu, the voice actress for Kasumi, Aimi, which is, we can basically consider her the center of the entire franchise, right? She has an in real life sister as well. And just recently, it's not actually it's not actually public information, but it's been pretty much confirmed that her sister is actually another voice actress, whose name I can't really remember her name. Heruk. I mean I know her name in Japanese. I forgot how to pronounce it in English. But basically, the real Aimi actually has a younger sister who is also a voice actress. She's not actually in the Bang Dream franchise. She's in another franchise related with idols. But the funny thing here is she's actually in these recent weeks decided to pick up the bass as well. I mean, Aimi's sister. So, even though it's entirely unrelated to this, I just find it funny that, in the anime, her sister is sort of, kind of not really wanting to have anything to do with Kasumi at first, but then at the end, jumping in to help, right? And a similar situation happens in real life as well. And of course, I think in this okay, hold on, hold that thought. You guys are just really taking the student council room as your own gathering spot, aren't you? This seems to be a new song. Yeah. Yeah. What, sleepover? Oh? Yay! Oh, she's gonna be done. Get on with it, Arisa. Alright, and I think I'll have to... Ooh. I think this is going to be in a concept similar to Senkai Urundasora. I actually really like Poppypa's songs that are more on the emotional sides. Senkai Urundasora, Like Delight. Of course. Beyonce. That was a shit translation. Right. Thank you. 39, but in Japanese it would be Senkyu. So a thank you song, basically. Through the support of fans and friends. Okay, that's funny actually. Yeah, probably for Roselia style, they won't call it thank you. Again, completely paralleling what happened in real life as well. Are you guys all gonna get... What? Right, whatever. Yeah, they're like, we have no interest. Wow, 10,000 people. Okay, Ray, you take over. Of course, you don't necessarily have to go with a rotating stage, but a lot of people, a lot of bands decide to use a rotating stage in Budokan. Chuchu's gonna be last, isn't she? Oh. Dang, Paria. Well, they did say she was basically a genius at everything, right? Oh? Ooh. Huh? Oh. Budokan-san. Ah, Mirai train. Future train. I guess a better title would be Train to the Future or something like that. Wow, it's been a while since I've heard that. Hmm? Oh. Oh, it's the Yumeuchi. Okay. You girls are crazy. It shouldn't be too hard. 6 songs each and then one final song. Oh, they can't be there? Dang it. I would have thought that they would have absolutely attended as well. Or wait, oh, it's only the dress rehearsal? Okay, I guess. So I guess it means that they won't be at the rehearsal, they'll be at the actual thing. Which was like the exact opposite from the real thing. And just for anyone who doesn't know about the how the real Budokan concert went for these three, they were actually each played a single day. Um, and it was actually Roselia, Raise Suilan, and then Poppin' Party for each of the days. BanG Dream. I like how in this new canon they finally find a way to bring back the origin of BanG Dream into the actual anime. I assume this immediately plays into the ending. Really? Huh. I do wonder if we're going to actually be able to see Achan's blog in reality as well, once Japan actually gets to this episode next week. Hmm? Wow, this is going way back. Okay, I guess they're actually saving the all the songs to the last episode. And you can bet that Race of Sweetland are also going to be putting up a new song, I think. La 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 la. And of course, this is going to be the final song. Oh yeah, I get it. So that's why. So in the next episode, they're going to transition into all the bands getting up on stage and then playing this song. And that's going to tie in directly with this is the ending song. And then we'll come to the final conclusion. Say no! Melody. Ah, I guess that's why we had that ending scene. Alright. Okay, see you guys after this. Alrighty, so as expected, all three of the bands are going to be playing at Budokan, although only for one day altogether. But even then, I think it's already a very accomplished feat if we're talking about it in realistic terms, right? Which I'll go over a little bit afterwards. So they are going to have all their own set lists as well. It seems that in the end, the rest of the bands aren't really going to be playing together, although they still might be able to make some cameo appearances at the very end. In the ending, we actually see that, a drawing of the stage, and it actually features all the instruments from the other bands as well. But within this context, I don't really see a way that they can also join up on stage. Now, in reality, like I said, the free band Budokan concert went with the Order of Roselia, and then Races Suilan, and then Poppin' Party was bringing up for the last. In that, for anyone of you guys who don't know how Races Suilan came to be, they were originally a backing band, right? They were the backing band for the other bands of the franchise that didn't actually have a real band that was constructed out of the characters. So again, Poppin' Party and Roselia, their voice actresses actually form bands and perform in real life. However, Afterglow, Pastel Palettes, and Hello Happy World does not have this kind of luxury, right? And so Races Suilan, or at that time called the Third, were the ones who were performing as the backing band, and then the vocalist would just simply sing, right? And so during Races Suilan's concert back then at Budokan, they did actually feature songs from the other bands as well. Of course, I guess on one hand, going back to what they originally were, their roots, and also because at that time they didn't exactly have the biggest of a repertoire to actually fill out an entire set list with their own original songs, right? However, in the context of this anime, obviously the Races Suilan in the anime, they don't really have that good of a relationship with all the other bands. That's not going to happen. So I guess the other bands fans of the other bands might be a little bit bummed about this entire situation. But it is what it is, right? Unless, really the only way to satisfy everyone would be to let each band have their own anime. No, obviously that's not really going to happen, considering the anime is not the moneymaker for the franchise. In fact, I even venture a guess and say that it probably loses them money if we're just looking from the pure anime perspective. Although they might regain this back by driving more people to to do in-app purchases in the game or with various other merchandise. All right, so that was some of that linkage to reality. As for the episode itself, very Poppin' Party focused. I like that. And of course, we see Races Suilan kind of also going crazy as well, succumbing to Poppin' Party's antics, let's say. Roselia giving the thumbs up as well. In terms of Poppin' Party's new song, Mirai Train, which I guess translates to A Train to the Future, I looked for the lyrics. I think it's more in the vein of Dreamers Go from last season. Then again, most of Poppin' Party songs are of that sort of nature, right? Going towards the future, having hope and dreams and whatnot. It's all gonna be okay. Let's all work together towards the end goal, right? Poppin' Party is built on this type of concept, just as Roselia's concept is more, all their songs are talking about my fight and my struggle and that sort of thing. Whereas for Races Suilan's songs, the concept is really like, I'm just gonna beat you down, I'm gonna kill you all. Maybe not that violent, but having that sense of I'm gonna give a beat down to all of you, right? I'm the best, I'm the strongest, something of that kind of nature. It's just how the bands are stylized. So, I will be expecting there to be new songs for Races Suilan as well. In this episode, we already see a new song for Poppin' Party, a new song for Roselia, Thank You, which, if we are going to be going by the more Roselia-esque naming convention, right, I don't know, like, what would be a good synonym for Thank You? Maybe something like Our Wings? or something, right? You know, how the wings allow them to fly or whatnot. Yeah, something of that sort, right? It's definitely not going to be just called Thank You, because I don't think that sort of naming convention really suits Rosalia's style. And then Raise and Sweetland, I'm sure that they're also going to have a new song, considering even though they already had a song during Chuchu's birthday, that isn't exactly a song that you can that's suitable for the big stage. So my bet would be that they would still debut a new song at the very end. Especially, it would make total sense, right? If with Chuchu's kind of character, knowing that Poppin' Party and Rosalia are going to be performing new songs, I think just based on Chuchu's pride, she's not going to allow that. She's also going to make them perform a new song as well. So, and that is that, right? Although, I guess no new songs for the rest of the bands of the franchise. It's sad, but that's the way how it is, right? Beyond that, what else? Okay, so there's also this Asuka, this sort of side note with Asuka actually helping out and whatnot, which actually comes back full circle. So I don't know how many of you guys have seen the first season anime as well, but you can definitely get the feeling that Asuka is sort of, she's definitely unexcited about life, right? She's the mature and responsible one, but at the same time, it seems that she really doesn't have any dreams. She's just there, right? Just basically coasting through life in a way. And so it is nice to get this sort of full circle where Asuka also, picks up something that she has passion for and that she really wants to do, really wants to succeed. And also that little talk at the very end there with Kasumi going back and talking about the Kirakira Dokidoki, which we haven't heard in a long time, by the way. It's also, I still remember back in season 1, that was during episode, it was around the time that Kasumi lost her voice, right? So about episode 8, somewhere like that, and how she had this conversation with Kasumi with Asuka about, their childhood, and then what Kirakira Dokidoki and the beating of the stars really means to Kasumi. Here, she's flat out coming out and saying that it's her friends that are the stars, right? Which kind of ties in with the this is kind of a funny coincidence, let's say. So there is this sort of saying that Kasumi is looking for her stars, right? However, if you look at star, STAR, it actually goes Saya, Tae, Arisa, and Rimi, right? Star. So literally, Kasumi looking for her star. It was her bandmates all along, right? Now that's all good and all, but the author actually, Nakamura-san, actually came out and said that is, he didn't actually make it to be that way. That was just a very miraculous coincidence, let's say. But, it's a fun one after all. And I guess they decided to utilize some of this concept into the anime as well, into the overall story. But yeah, and that is what it is for what we have. Again, I do wish that we could have a lot more time with the different characters. Being a Poppin' Party fan, I wish they could go even further with some of these developments. Especially, within the band. Again, since I do play the game, I can kind of get like how they got to this place in the first place. For those who have never played the game before, however, it might come as a bit jarring to see Poppin' Party from season 1 to season 2 to season 3. What exactly happened? How did they suddenly turn out this way? When did they gain this sort of how can I say this? When did they gain this sort of understanding with each other, let's say? This is all, it was actually all done slowly, one step by a step, but, due to this only being an anime, it kind of gets lost in the process. So that was it for the the episode in particular, and I just want to make one final comment on this entire Budokan thingy, because this is being someone, who actually follows Japanese rock bands, and particularly Japanese all-female rock bands. Them performing them performing at Budokan is really as unrealistic as it gets, right? I made the comment a few episodes before that this entire girls band challenge thing is quite unrealistic, and it doesn't really make sense if you think about it, the way that they do the votes and whatnot. But for even for three bands added together, being able to perform at Budokan, that is literally unheard of, right? For a high school band, especially. Even the more well-established bands, once they got their major debut, I'm talking about girl bands here. Even the earliest one took like what, 3 years, or so to 3 years or 5 years or so to actually get on Budokan. Now, obviously, the bands from the BanG franchise, they were able to reach Budokan in record time. Though some would argue that it's because of the power of the franchise overall, and not necessarily just the girls, right? And also, if they were, the most successful high school band turned actual band, I would say maybe a Scandal. They were still high school students when they formed their band, but even then, they didn't really reach mainstream success until like 3 or 4 years after they formed their band, and by that time, they had already graduated from high school. And then another similar band to them would be Girlfriend. Who also achieved a moderate level of success ever since that they were high school students. But even then, they waited until they all graduated to really make their major debut, and that was when they really had their record sales going up and were able to play at venues more than 1,000 people, right? So, yeah, then again, considering that the quality of songs, I just want to mention, by the way, okay, it's fine. In universe, we got these Razor Suilin, near professional level players, Roselli, top notch professional level players, and then within the context of the anime, anyways, Poppin' Party may be a little bit weaker than them, not as mature. Again, any kind of band that can consistently and put out this amount of quality and quantity of songs, for all three of these bands, they would have. If this actually happened in real life, they would probably skyrocket to the top of the standings, skyrocket their popularity immediately, right? So we are talking about a very unrealistic situation here. I just want to point this out, that there are no high school bands that are as talented as any of the bands being portrayed here in BanG. But then again, high school girls save the world, right? Yeah, that's anime for you. So yeah, but anyways, that was a fun episode. Really looking forward to the next one, where we're probably going to have this great finale with all the bands playing music and debuting their new song as well. And then finally, all ending with Yume Uchi, right? Which is the ending song for this season. And man, I'll talk more about that in the next episode when we do get to the end. But it does actually make me very happy that finally the franchise has come full circle and they actually acknowledge the BanG Dream part of the franchise, which they failed to do ever since they retconned the actual story for BanG Dream and for Poppin' Party. So yeah, there we go. As I said, next episode will come out shortly after. Probably not going to be a week. I'll try to put it out in the next few days. Stay tuned, and as usual, I'll see you guys next time.